Yeah, turn me up. My voice. Yeah. Turn me up a little bit more. Yeah. Short nigga but my dick tall. What I told your bitch, dog. Only thug nigga down at the pitchfork. Dirty van bitches wanna suck my dick off. Papa's any for a penny, get the hit floor. Run up in the shit raw. I got a girl, I ain't never got no fucking condoms. If she caught me, then that bitch I be pissed off. Real nigga shit. Berkey be mobbing all day. Probably with Marty or Jay. Them my niggas from back in the day. Tarzan ain't showing his face. He probably the one with the K. Front the knee letting it spray. 2 shots to up on my clock, man. Shot my ranks, let it go in your brain. Front then he coming your way. Better send me dump, then he coming your way. Duck when the bad man come. My youth don't rock with me. Coop full of bad hoes. They all wanna come with me. You got a coupe with a sad hoe. Cause she wanna come with me. Shabba, shabba ranks. Shabba ranks. 8 gold rings like I'm shabba ranks. 4 gold chains like I'm shabba ranks. 1 gold tooth like I'm shabba ranks. Shabba ranks. Shabba ranks. 8 gold rings like I'm shabba ranks. 2 bad bitches like I'm shabba ranks. 1 gold tooth like I'm shabba ranks.
Skinny nigga but my dick long. Stink puss made my dick soft. Probably bumping R. Kelly sipping Cristal. So you know the whole world getting pissed on. I don't really give a fuck if you pissed off. I just bought a Mac 11 from the thrift store. Traded for my gold chain and my pistol. Shoot a rocket, make a motherfucker lift off. Flocko be mobbing all day. With niggas that shopping, they chopping them choppers to handle my problems. Cause niggas be plotting these days. But that Rari kinda fast though. She told me pump my brakes. You stuck with a fat hoe. And she wanna stuff her face. To all of my Dominican girls, them. All of my Caribbean girls, them. All my West Indian girls, them. I done fucked a million girls, them. With a little ting-a-ling-a-ling. School bell a ring. Hit her with my ding-a-ling-a-ling. Maybe run a train. Tell her that my niggas wanna bang. And a little brain. And she wanna hang with the gang with a nigga name.
Shabba ranks. Shabba ranks. 8 gold rings like I'm shabba ranks. 4 gold chains like I'm shabba ranks. 1 gold tooth like I'm shabba ranks. Shabba ranks. Shabba ranks. 8 gold rings like I'm shabba ranks. 2 bad bitches like I'm shabba ranks. 1 gold tooth like I'm shabba ranks. I was broke last week, but today be a new day. Motherfuckers like cavities. Cause the niggas be too fake. Walk in this bitch with the new Wayne. Looking like Luke Kane. With a blonde bitch that wanna Snoop Kane. Did she get the Batman like Bruce Wayne? Master Bruce. I be mobbing with the E. Till my whole body the key. I don't give a fuck what you say. My whole team like a parade. 12 got bags to their heads. It leave me smoking all day. Me and Rock run trains on the hoe. He be like, bitch, don't touch my braids. Tabby's NVA. Putting producers in graves. Yim's got a bottle of Henny. Going straight to the face. Tom Nash got a bad hoe. But she tryna come my way. But he got my last hoe. So shit, man, it's okay. Shabba ranks. Shabba ranks. 8 gold rings like I'm shabba ranks. 4 gold chains like I'm shabba ranks. 1 gold tooth like I'm shabba ranks. Shabba ranks. Shabba ranks. 8 gold rings like I'm shabba ranks. 2 bad bitches like I'm shabba ranks. 1 gold tooth like I'm shabba ranks. 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 Shabba ranks.
You don't want 0 problems, big fella.
Yup. If one more label try to stop me, it's gonna be some dreadhead niggas in your lobby. You don't want no problem with me. You don't want no problem with me. Just another day at the and fuck you thought it was. You talk that make a lame ass nigga fall in love. Not me though, bitch, you could keep those. Bro, I'm at your head like Craig did Debo. Don't tweak, bro, it's never sweet out. My shooters come for free, so if one more label try to stop me, it's gonna be some dreadhead niggas in your lobby. You don't want no problem with me. You don't want no problem with me. Yup. Pull up in a new thing, man, my you don't want no problem with me. You don't want no problem with me. You don't want no problem with me.
Take your shirt off, wave around your head like a helicopter. I ain't putting up weed in the blunt, all you do is smoke tobacco. Where the hell you get them from? Jesus said he ain't made them. My niggas chasing bounty hunters and getting chased by their baby mamas. My first tap on my stomach, got a pocket full of money and a mind full of ideas. Some of the shit may sound weird. Inside of the Maybach look like it came out of IKEA. Run shit like diarrhea. Big yacht, no pie still. I captain. I'm high capping, I'm so high, me and God dapping. This my blessing, this my passion. School of hard knocks, I took night classes.
You don't want no problem with me. You don't want no problem with me. Yup. Pull up in a new thing, man, my they go like they go. I got problems bigger than these boys. Yeah, my deposits, they be on steroids. Lord, free the Carter, niggas need the Carter. Sacrificing everything, I feel like Jesus Carter. Hold up, I got it sold up, my soda pulled up, my woes up. I'm flipping those bucks, they doing toe tucks. I roll up and let the smoke puff. I lay down toes up, hold up, get too choked up when I think of old stuff. Move on. Put my goons on, they kidnap newborns. In the streets, my face a coupon, her pussy too warm. All these bitches come to do harm, just bought a new charm. Fuck a watch, I buy your new arm, you lukewarm. I'm Uncle Luke with the hoes, pretty bitches centerfolds. Tipping toes around my crib in they rolls, just they robes. $500,000 in the safe, another in the pillowcase. Codeine got me moving slower than a caterpillar race. Fuck wrong with you, what you was thinking, what you thought it was. I just pop out Percocets and only call the buzz. And if that label try to stop me, they gon' be some crazy Weezy fans waiting in the lobby. No like that. You don't want no problem with me. You don't want no problem with me. Just another day at the pick up all the mail. They gon' channel riding through the streets, they be like they go. You don't want no problem with me. You don't want no problem with me. Just another day at the pick up all the mail. They gon' channel riding through the streets, they be like they go. You don't want no problem with me. You don't want no problem with me. With my you don't want no problem with me. 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 Better say so wrong. They be like there you go.
This is Cheap Sober, aka Cheap Panty Sniffer, coming all the way from Sydney City, repping Tavern Slander, Grouse Recordings. This is Yoz Invasion Volume 1, brought to you by Contagious Productions. You've now been abducted. Suck it. You're a naval bitch, a deceitful chick. Fuck these cunts around till they leave you shit. In 1 week you would go through heaps of dick. Play mind games now on an equal trip.
Your small little body and your lethal tits makes every bloke want a fucking piece of this. But you're eating dick and you're leaking piss. You're an AIDS infested piece of shit. Someday someone will take you and rape you and make you do everything you hate to. Show you how it feels to be fucked on. Pay back for every other bloke you've sucked on. And you would say to me how great this love can be, but you're loving all the team, fucking everyone you see. And you would always lie, hide what's flowing in your mind, just taking any guy, inviting them inside. You're painful, just like a blister. I'd fucking kill myself if you were my sister. You take the word slut straight off the Richter. Your whole attitude needs a fixer. Your dick suck, lick, come, then drink up. Dirty bitch, you make the porn stars give up. You ring up to give some, then lift up your top so you can get your perky tits sucked. Dicks up, you make us hornier, but you've been thrashed, every bloke is calling ya. Pussy is mangled, shit looks gorier. They're sore for, change course now all of ya. Keep crawling up to the poor cunt falling for ya. You're calling all bluff, you're mauling scores up for the balls you gone and sucked. You're roaring rough, scabby sores and stuff. And you would say to me how great this love can be, but you're loving all the team, fucking everyone you see. And you would always lie, hide what's flowing in your mind, just taking any guy, inviting them. It was my tough luck, I fell for a dumb slut that done stuff. Now I'll never ever trust young ones. You fucked up my head, left me so undone. Slept with all my mates until they summed up your fun. You rung up everyone to run them down, left so many blokes drunk on the ground, spinning and tripping out. How you fucked us around, dumb slut, I've had enough of you now. And I hope you hear this on your stereo before you say, oh well, yeah, there he goes. I hope this makes you feel so very low, brings out the demon inside your fairy clothes. And that's scary, bro, you're an evil bitch, a downright dirty, deceitful chick. Take a break now from eating dick before I find you, you piece of shit. And you would say to me how great this love can be, but you're loving all the team, fucking everyone you see. And you would always lie, hide what's flowing in your mind, just taking any guy, inviting them inside. That's all you do, just let them all come inside. Little slut. Cheap sober, contagious productions, from Sydney City to West Palm Beach, Florida, 2008. Back when we were young, little mongrels, stupid dumb cunts, getting blind drunk under the sun, running from the dirty police for running amok. It was fun, jigging school and shoplifting, pissing on things, thinking of hot bitches. And parents were telling us to stop drinking, not thinking, just kept grog sinking. Walking streets overnight, riding on my best mate's motorbike, off tap from booze and smoking pipes. All the girls hated that cheap sober guy.
Check, living a bogan life, our slogan fighting roam sites on coke and ice. Fucking choke guys messing with our mode at night, eroding minds, my hope died over time. These blokes' eyes were only focused on quick bucks and piss sluts. We chuck a bit of dope for a quick suck.
Blowy for a 20 love.
We were drunks at 16, chilling with a bunch of piss
When we were young, it was all about binge drinking, vandalism, sluts and cheap drugs. When we were young, it was about fuck all. We did what we wanted, we robbed the drugstore.
When we were young, it was all about binge drinking, vandalism, sluts and cheap drugs. When we were young, it was about fuck all. We did what we wanted, we robbed the drugstore. When I was young I thought my luck was just shabby, was pushing any fucking drug that I could stuff in a saddie. I'd roam zones and carry clubs like a caddy. I smoked cones cause I never had the bud for a fatty. I made my mind sick with one that was chatty. She was a little lime bitch that just hung like a ratty. I loved beef and not a hunger for patties. Man, I just had a grudge, see, hate under my hattie. I've never seen a life under my daddy. I never had a free ride like when you run from a cabbie. Wait a minute. Dead broke and my clothes were all tatty. A dreg bloke, meth smoking like it's only just backy. Living dirty like the home of a packy. And always in the same shirts, always roaming in trackies. I saw God as a teen when a sawn off was forced down my gob for bags of weed and just 4
When
rocks.
we were young, it was all about binge drinking, vandalism, sluts and cheap drugs. When we were young, it was about fuck all. We did what we wanted, we robbed the drugstore.
When we were young, it was all about binge drinking, vandalism, sluts and cheap drugs. When we were young, it was about fuck all. We did what we wanted, we robbed the drugstore.
When we were young, at the age of 16, I was drinking JD and Jim Beam. Every single little bitch was a dick tease, and I was getting pretty sick of this scene. Stuck having big dreams of chicks licking my dick with whipped cream. Listening to bitch please, it seemed my mid-team schemes were extreme, with big risk of shit slipping at quick speed. Very shifty indeed, I was dumb, but you don't exactly think when you're young. I wanted some cash, so I sold some drugs, or to pay some cheap hooker to suck on my nuts. A proper dumb slut, she didn't ask for ID. Smile on my face as I'm zipping up my jeans. The other kids on my team hadn't seen what I've seen. I think they wanted to be just like me. When we were young, it was all about binge drinking, vandalism, sluts and cheap drugs. When we were young, it was about fuck all. We did what we wanted, we robbed the drugstore.
When we were young, it was all about binge drinking, vandalism, sluts and cheap drugs. When we were young, it was about fuck all. We did what we wanted, we robbed the drugstore.
When we were young, when we were young, we were dumb, we were stupid, but it was fun. Willis, cheap sober, contagious productions, 2009.
I once knew a nigga whose real name was William. His primary concern was making $1 million, being the illest hustler that the world ever seen. He used to fuck movie stars and sniff coke in his dreams. A corrupted young mind at the age of 13. Nigga never had a father and his mom was a fiend. She put the pipe down, but for every year she was sober, her son's heart simultaneously grew colder. He started hanging out, selling bags in the projects, checking the young chicks looking for hit and run prospects. He was fascinated by material objects, but he understood money never bought respect. He built a reputation cause he could hustle and steal, but got locked once and didn't hesitate to squeal. So criminals he chilled with didn't think he was real. You see, me and niggas like this have never been equal. I don't project my insecurities on other people. He fiended for props like addicts with pipes and needles, and so he felt he had to prove to everyone he was evil. A feeble-minded young man with infinite potential, the product of a ghetto-bred capitalistic mental. Coincidentally dropped out of school to sell weed, dancing with the devil, smoked until his eyes would bleed. But he was sick of selling trees and gave in to his greed. Everyone trying to be trife never faced the consequences. You probably only did a month for minor offenses. Ask a nigga doing life if he had another chance. But then again, there's always the wicked that knew in advance. Dance forever with the devil on a cold cell block. But that's what happens when you rape, murder, and sell rock. Devils used to be gods, angels that fell from the top. There's no diversity because we're burning in the melting pot. So Billy started robbing niggas, anything he could do to get his respect back in the eyes of his crew. Starting fights over little shit up on the block. Stepped up to selling mothers and brothers to crack rock. Working overtime, making money for the crack spot. Hit the jackpot and wanted to move up to cocaine. Fulfilling the Scarface fantasy stuck in his brain. Tired of the block niggas treating him the same. He wanted to be major like the cutthroats and the thugs. But when he tried to step to him, niggas showed him no love. They told him any motherfucking coward can sell drugs. Any bitch nigga with a gun can bust slugs. Any nigga with a red shirt can front like a blood. Even Puffy smoked the motherfucker up in the club. But only a real thug can stab someone till they die. Standing in front of them, staring straight into their eyes, Billy realized that these men were well guarded, and they wanted to test him before business started. Suggested raping a bitch to prove he was cold-hearted. So now he had a choice between going back to his life or making money with made men. Up in the sight, his dreams about cars and ice made him agree a hardcore nigga is all he ever wanted to be. And so he met them Friday night at 2:45. Everyone tryna be trife, never face the consequences. You probably only did a month for minor offenses. Ask a nigga doing life if he had another chance. But then again, there's always the wicked that knew in advance. Dance forever with the devil on a cold cell block. But that's what happens when you rape, murder, and sell rock. Devils used to be God's angels that fell from the top. There's no diversity because we're burning in the melting pot. They drove around the project slow while it was raining, smoking blunts, drinking and joking for entertainment, until they saw a woman on the street walking alone, 3 in the morning, coming back from work on the way home. And so they quietly got out the car and followed her. Walking through the projects, the darkness swallowed her. They wrapped her shirt around their head and knocked her onto the floor. This is it, kid, now you got your chance to be raw. So Billy yoked her up and grabbed the chick by the hair and dragged her into a lobby that had nobody there. She struggled hard, but they forced her to go up the stairs. They got to the roof and then held her down on the ground, screaming, "Shut the fuck up and stop moving around." The shirt covered her face, but she screamed and clawed. So Billy stomped on the bitch till he broke in her jaw. Them dirty bastards knew exactly what they were doing. They kicked her until they cracked her ribs and she stopped moving. Blood leaking through the cloth, she cried silently. And then they all proceeded to rape her violently. Billy was made to go first, but each of them took a turn, ripping her up and choking her until her throat burned. Her broken jaw mumbled for God, but they weren't concerned. When they were done and she was lying bloody, broken and bruised, one of them niggas pulled out a brand new 22. They told him that she was a witness for what she'd gone through, and if he killed her, he was guaranteed a spot in the crew. He thought about it for a minute, she was practically dead, and so he leaned over and put the gun right to her head.
I'm falling and I can't turn back. I'm falling and I can't turn back.
Right before he pulled the trigger and ended her life, he thought about the cocaine with the platinum and ice, and he felt strong standing along with his new brothers, cocked the gat to her head and pulled back the shirt cover. But what he saw made him start to cringe and stutter, cause he was staring into the eyes of his own mother. She looked back at him and cried cause he had forsaken her. She cried more painfully, and when they were raping her, his whole world stopped. He couldn't even contemplate. His corruption had successfully changed his fate, and he remembered how his mom used to come home late, working hard for nothing, cause now what was he worth? He turned away from the woman that had once given him birth, and crying out to the sky cause he was lonely and scared. But only the devil responded cause God wasn't there, and right then he knew what it was to be empty and cold. And so he jumped off the roof and died with no soul. They say death takes you to a better place, but I doubt it. After that they killed his mother and never spoke about it. And listen, cause the story that I'm telling is true, cause I was there with Billy Jacobs and I raped his mom too. And now the devil follows me everywhere that I go. In fact, I'm sure he's standing among one of you at my shows, in every street cipher listening to Little Thug's flow. He could be standing right next to you and you wouldn't know. The devil grows inside the hearts of the selfish and wicked. White, brown, yellow and black color is not restricted. You have a self-destructive destiny when you're inflicted, and you'll be one of God's children that fell from the top. There's no diversity because we're burning in the melting pot. So when the devil wants to dance with you, you better say never, because a dance with the devil might last you forever.